Hi, and today we're going to talk about how to salt fresh salmon and make it lightly salted. But the main thing is to make sure it turns out tender, melt in your mouth, and healthy. When I prepare salmon at home, I always think about two things. First and foremost, it's the taste, and second, the health benefits. Why do I recommend salting it at home? Because yes, we can buy it at the store, but we don't know what kind of salmon was used there. We don't know if any extra ingredients were added, because when we buy it at the store, it's better to look not at the front of the label but at the back. And that's exactly where we'll see the ingredients. But often, not all manufacturers are completely honest. Sometimes, ingredients that aren't very good, so to speak, are simply left off the list. That's why it's better to buy such fish from trusted sources. Whether it's at the market from a seller you know, or at good specialty stores. And since salmon is an excellent source of omega-3, which truly benefits the skin and our nervous system, today we are going to salt this very piece of salmon. What do we need to salt the fish? We will need salt, preferably sea salt with iodine, because you should be careful. There is also what's it called, Himalayan salt, but read the ingredients carefully, because sometimes the iodine is removed from this Himalayan salt, and we need sources of iodine so that it also benefits our health. Ground black pepper, you can add it for flavor. Bay leaves, a couple of them, one for each piece if you have 2 pieces. We will need a container in which we will salt the salmon. We will also need a disposable towel so that we can blot these 2 pieces of fish to make them a bit drier. So what do? First, we simply blot the fish. We blot it. Take it out. And blot it again. You can even use 2 disposable pieces of soft, absorbent towels to make it much easier to gently blot the surface. This particular way, it will no longer appear shiny or reflective. We can then carefully remove any remaining excess scales from its surface and subsequently place it gently into the designated container for proper storage or further processing. A small nuance, we place it skin side down. We do exactly the same with the second piece. Blot it as well. Flip it over, take it, one more napkin. And also place it in the container. And this is what we end up with. So we need exactly 2 parts fine salt. Pour a little into your open hand. And now we gently, little by little, sprinkle it evenly all over the fresh salmon. Little by little, all over the salmon, so that it's evenly salted. You can even lift it up and sprinkle some salt on the bottom as well. Just a reminder, we place it skin side down. And do the same with the second piece. Lift it up and sprinkle. As soon as you finish salting, now it's time for the pepper. But the main thing is not to overdo it. We also sprinkle on the pepper. The main thing is not to overdo it. And most importantly, now we rub the salt and pepper into the salmon with our hands. The salmon fillet. Rub it all in so it looks nice and is evenly coated. Don't forget to rub it in on the sides as well, where the cut is. Here's the cut right here. You need to make sure the salt and pepper get in here too. And at the very end of the preparation process, add 1 fragrant bay leaf to each individual piece. This culinary addition imparts to the salmon a distinct and delightful aroma. So then, how long exactly should you put it in the fridge for? In practice, 24 hours is best. The longer the salmon stays in the fridge like this, the tougher and saltier it will become. An important point. Before we put it in the fridge, we cover it with plastic wrap. We can use this kind of wrap to cover it. I have a special knife here that's convenient for cutting the plastic wrap. And just like that, it goes into the fridge. I personally like to leave it for about 36 hours. 36 hours have passed and it's time to try it. So, let's really see how it turned out now. This is the kind of beauty you get. This kind of salmon is perfect for breakfast with homemade bread. I'll show you that as well. In the next video, I'll tell you how to bake bread at home, so that it's made from whole grain flour and sourdough. And it turns out like this. Mine comes out brown. Let me get a nicer looking piece. Here's this kind of homemade bread. Dark, just the way I like it. We put a piece of fresh, delicious, perfectly cooked salmon on top of it with great care. Well, let's try and see how it turned out. It's very tasty. I recommend you try it. Try making it at home and share in the comments how it turned out for you. I read every comment. And don't forget, health starts with what we put on our plate and what goes into our bodies. Wishing you all the best and good health.